I'm going to say something now and then I'll translate it. El senador Russell Pierce y su gran amigo, el sheriff George Bale, han salido del lugar. Ellos han salido del lugar. Anyway, I was just telling our friends over here that Sheriff Joe and Russell finally took off. So please give them a round of applause. Next up, from North Phoenix, we've got from way North Phoenix. We're going to do North Phoenix in a minute, but from way North Phoenix, we've got the Deervalley Tea Party here, represented by Mike Davis. And we've got the Daisy Mountain Tea Party Patriots, represented by Vera Anderson. And they are going to introduce our next speaker, who is their state legislator. Mike and Vera.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, it's a great crowd, wonderful people. It's really just been a really wonderful evening. One thing I want to say before I get to who we're going to introduce is please come and visit our Deervalley Tea Party booth. We're representing packages from home. So make sure you get over there and check us out. And there's a big raffle packages is putting on. So with that, Vera, do you want to say something?
Right. If anybody can come out to Anthem on Tuesday night, we have a rancher from the border to talk about border issues. We meet at the Hampton Inn at 6:30, so I'd like to have you out there. And now we'd like to introduce our representative, Carl-Seel.
Is it a good day in Arizona or what? You know, I love this state. I love the Latin slogan on top of our logo that says God enriches. So we see it every day. I've got a couple things I wanted to share with you. This last week I've had the opportunity to meet with some guy in New York. This guy, I think you may have heard of him. His name's Donald Trump. He was willing to meet with me over my bill that just requires people and the president to follow this little thing called the Constitution. Now, I don't know if you've read it or not, but I'll read a little bit for you here. It says clearly that anybody that runs for president must demonstrate they're a natural-born U.S. citizen. Yeah, that's right. And it's completely the purview of the state legislatures to determine the law for that, and that's exactly what we've done with my bill. I want to urge you tonight to contact the governor and encourage her to support the bill. Now, she's been an ardent supporter of Prop 200 and made sure that people who are registering to vote here in Arizona are U.S. citizens. So let's hear it for her for doing that. Let's equally encourage her to support 2177 that just merely enforces the Constitution. Now, I just came from an interview at the Clinton News, I'm in CNN, and they threw the race card at me. Yeah, that's right, big surprise, right? They said, well, isn't this about race? And I quickly stopped them and said, that's offensive to me. Dr. King, who was a Republican, urged us to judge people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. I'd also like to tell you a little bit about some fraud, waste, and abuse, because you know I've been working on that. There's this little thing called a taxi cab. How many of you, your current health insurance, that they pay for a taxi cab ride to and from the doctor? Anybody? No? Nobody does that? Well, guess what? If you're on Access, you get to have a free taxi cab ride anytime you like to and from the doctor. And hey, while you're doing that, if you want to stop at the grocery store along the way, hey, that's no problem. You want to make other stops and trips and go to multiple pharmacies and pick up multiple prescriptions, and that's okay. Now, we've got some hidden undercover video coming to you real soon about that. Now, the good news is I did get some budget provisions in the budget to eliminate that kind of fraud, waste, and abuse. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I did ask the Obama administration if we here in Arizona could just cut out the funding for taxi cabs and say, you know, since we're having to cut funding for transplants and serious major medical things like mammograms and all that kind of, we cut $8 million out of the state budget for that kind of stuff. And guess how much we spend on taxi cabs, ladies and gentlemen? $75 million a year of your tax dollars go to pay for people to take a taxi cab to and from the doctor and to the grocery store, wherever the heck else they want to go. But yet we have to cut $8 million out of vital services. Now, we sent a letter to the federal government, to the Obama administration, and said, can we here in Arizona cut out taxi cabs for people on access, put them on a bus instead and save $75 million so that we can afford vital services for children with diabetes? What do you think the Obama administration said? No! Keep paying for taxi cabs, and if you stop paying for taxi cabs, we're going to cut off $7 billion. Yeah, apparently the Obama administration cares more about taxi cabs than he does about transplant patients. It's just ridiculous. So I've been working hard on all those kind of things. The good news is in the budget, and the governor signed the budget, that we're going to reduce taxi cabs and put them on a bus and reduce their carbon footprint. So I want to thank you for giving me a chance to speak to you today. I love this country. I was pleased to go to the Clinton News Network, CNN, and some people said, oh no, don't go there. They're going to have a field day with you. But fortunately, I prayed first, and it's a good day in Arizona. And I want to thank you again for being fervent patriots. Liberty is protected by the vigilant few, and I'm proud to say I'm with you, the vigilant few. God bless America, and God bless Arizona.